What is up, YouTube people? Eric here with Team Badman, and I am back with another interview, this time with a fellow YouTuber and a very good buddy of mine. I'm here with MrWaffles, and he has joined me to talk about his deal at New York, the regional that happened this past weekend, and how his deck went, which, what'd you end up playing this weekend?
Yeah, so I ended up playing Blue Tag Gohan, and yeah, again, you know, it's a deck that I really felt confident in, even though I didn't perform as well as I wanted to. But I was just so happy with the deck choice for sure.
Definitely. You know, it's been making a huge splash this weekend because, you know, as we know, Tim Batow, world champion, played it this weekend, and he wound up topping down in Texas with it. So that went over. Or was he in New York? Am I having a case of the Mondays?
It was in Texas, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I just want to make sure I wasn't having a case of the Mondays here. So, yeah, you know, he made a really big deal with that. People, you know, were like, the dream's been fulfilled. Gohan finally topped a regional. But, you know, he got that new level 1 with Vengeance and whatnot, and it's been making a really big deal. How did it end up working out for you?
Yeah, I thought it was really good. I mean, the reason why I wanted to play Tag Gohan, and I was mentioning to a couple of people about it, and they thought I was kind of crazy for going to an event with Tag Gohan, but I felt like, you know, it's a new set. You don't really know what to expect, so I felt like Gohan, being able to search any ally on command, plus with Tag Team Mastery giving you an extra ally, I thought that was really helpful against whatever matchup. So let's say if 20 was still around, you know, you can search out like Icarus, and then maybe Krillin, or you can search out Krillin first and then Roshi, so that you can't search to get drills or whatever. You know, it's pretty much a deck where I felt like no matter the matchup, I at least had some kind of answer for it. Yeah, and searching out Omni blocks is pretty good. I mean, you know, searching out basically like Ore Drill and Burning Stance Drill is pretty good.
It works out pretty nicely. You know, you're not so worried about losing them because with Tag Team Master, you can get them back if they get banished. I'm sure you've got ally tech, you know, to pull them out of the discard pile.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this weekend had a lot of, you know, tons of the new MPs. 13 made an absolutely huge splash. You know, Broly was everywhere. Cooler was everywhere. Did you ever consider any of those at any point, or was it very Gohan through and through?
I thought about Broly because I really wanted to build Sane Broly when he dropped, just because, you know, Sane has a lot of good cards, and it's a really hard counter to ally decks, and that's what I lost to, you know, in some rounds. You know, Broly's just he doesn't care about the allies a lot, so yeah. I really want to play Broly, but I didn't really feel like going through like 8 rounds of like mirror matches, assuming that everyone was playing Broly. So I kind of wanted to build something that was different, that kind of had an all-around utility, and I felt that Gohan was definitely that MP. I mean, you know, against Broly, you know, you get the Chi-Chi and the Icarus, you know, and even so, like, they have the Alti Racer Canyon again. You still have the clashes, you still have other stuff, and on my fault again. Going into the set, I also didn't have much time to test because I was upstate for a week prior, and I didn't have any service or any cards to really get to really play test with. So I kind of set myself at a disadvantage anyway. So I said, why not go with Gohan, just because I felt comfortable with it. You know, I felt that, you know, it had a lot of damage output. You know, Clash for 1 and 6 unpreventable was crazy and stuff like that. So I was really excited about the deck, and I still like it to this day.
Definitely, definitely. Did you end up just like building it the night before? Or was this like an Alec Rudin kind of deal where you built it at the last minute and went in?
No, actually, so before Vengeance dropped, when we kind of got the cards like leaked, that's when I kind of started testing with it, and you know, I saw Icarus, and I was like, well, I gotta play Tag Gohan. I really want to try this. At first, I was like, I want to try Broly, but kind of gave up on that after just thinking about how many mirror matches I would have to play and stuff like that. So I was like, let me construct Gohan, and I know that they have a lot of ally recovery cards, so there was something for me to toy with, even if my allies went away during combat somehow. And I just kind of kept tweaking it, and it was showing some good results. You know, against like Cooler, against like 13, like Gohan is strong against. I think his only real bad matchup is Broly because of the anger hate. The ally hate, and specifically Sane Broly for more ally hate on top of what Broly already has. So I felt, you know, against 13, you know, you search out Roshi, and they pretty much, like, 13 has a hard time doing their shenanigans because they can't, he can't use his power to search. If 15 is on the field somehow, you know, he can't even search the deck to dump Android cards, so it really slows them down. And Yajirobe was, like, very, very clutch card for sure, so I just felt like, again, Gohan just had that all-around utility.
And that's something you wanted going into, you know, a new meta, a new regional, something where you didn't really know what you want. You want to make sure you had a little bit of everything just in case anything showed up. So, yeah. So, what was your ending record for the day? What'd you end at?
Yeah, so I ended up 4-4, and I'm getting 66th place, which was like salt to the wound because top 64 gets packed.
Oh, so close.
It's like very lame, but you know, again, I couldn't really hold myself to such a I would say high standard. I couldn't really be too disappointed in myself because again, I didn't really have time to really test at all. I mean, I missed out on a whole week of testing, being upstate, so there was not much I could have done. But I think if I was upstate a little bit, I would have tested more against Broly and try and prepare for the matchup, and probably discovered Blue Skid along the way, which I was late to the party on that one. But I think I would have probably ended up with a probably even 6-2 record with Gohan, and probably end up topping, to be honest with you, just because a lot of matches were still close. It was just a matter of, you know, me properly testing against certain decks and things like that, and seeing like what cards worked and what cards didn't.
Yeah, it was definitely a risk you took, and it may not have paid off the way you expected, but you know you were at least one of the few who I think made, you know, big splash with it, because again, like we said, you know, Gohan, really? And yet it wound up being a thing. So so if you don't mind, would you mind taking a look at your build that we got?
Yeah, sure. So
yeah, I'd love to look through your deck. So yeah, you can go on ahead and just present it. Let's take a look and see what we got.
yeah, so for starting with the physicals, I was running 2 blue decapitations for reasons like, again, with tag team, it's very prone to anger, so you don't have you can't control the anger with the mastery, or they can just go up to 5 anger and level, so they level a lot faster. So I figured to reuse like head knock and things like that is always clutch. Also with the second ability to drain myself down to 0 to trigger like Tien, Yamcha, Chaozu, I thought was also prevalent, so I felt like it had uses both ways, in both offensive ways. So if I wanted to use it for the utility purpose to copy like a betrayal, head knock, or some other physical attack, it was good. Or if I didn't have any physical attack, if I just wanted my allies to kind of trigger, I figured it was good. And I played 2 because, again, this card, in order to copy it, you need to target in the discard pile. So if I stocked up on 3 and opened up with 3, I felt like that would have been too much. At least I want to have more targets, and when these show up, they're pretty much live. So I thought 2 was a good number.
Yeah.
For other physical attacks, running 2 Betrayal. Again, for the meta, I was thinking very heavily about Broly, and Broly doesn't care about set. I mean, some I guess do play in Rage, you know, but all Broly decks kind of vary. But I felt 2 was still good, just because sure, Blue doesn't have that much board removal, but hence the decapitation, which serves as another Blue Betrayal. So instead of really playing 3 and having it kind of be dead in certain matchups, I'd rather 2, and then if the third one needs to happen, I can just, you know, decap to it or something like that.
Yeah. Plus, you get to show off the Gen Con promos.
Yeah, I need one more. So anyone out there has another Blue Betrayal Gen Con promo, let me know so I can finish my set. It'd be greatly appreciated. And then I played 3 Blue Slash. So Blue Slash, again, I like this card a lot. This card really put in work against like Fast Bender round 1. It's definitely a card that, again, lowers anger, and if you time it right, it can do a lot of damage. So usually if they use, let's say, Broly's power, they get the 1 anger, and then you just slash 0 to 0, they take 1. And if you're going on 2, they take 3 life cards, and then they mill 6. And then you can decap it and do it again. You know, and with Broly, again, being very endurance heavy, especially with the Sane and Red builds, this card helps bypass all the endurance because of the destruction effect. So I felt that this card was definitely, I wouldn't say essential, but it definitely helped swing games, just because the mill 6 and even getting like a face crusher off of it was a lot of value. So it's good. And again, Blue doesn't have much. I say Blue Tag Team doesn't have much lower anger, so I figured this would help compensate.
Definitely great card. Absolutely love that choice.
Next up was 3 Blue Hegnot, again for reasons, a good decap target, endurance, as well as lower, and 0 is always helpful, so pretty much self-explanatory. But again, with Gohan, it becomes 7 life, so it's another reason just to play such a really juicy card. And then for and I have 1 physical block. I want to bump this up to 2, but I just couldn't find room. But Blue Couch, again for the Broly matchup, I felt that this card was very heavily needed. Again, the endurance always helps, and to be able to stack back on top to prevent another physical card, to stop another physical next combat is always good. Or you can like stack it on top and then use TN and draw it again. So it was like cute combos like that that really I think help, and it's just really good utility, especially in the kind of physical based meta. So
Yeah.
I might definitely bump this up to 2 just because it's really that good. And you have to use it when Broly kind of ready to use his power, so that way he doesn't banish it from the top. So a lot of times I'll just kind of lay it and kind of pass, hoping that Broly will use its power, and then if you throw a physical, you just stop it, goes back on top, and then they have to deal with it again next turn.
Yeah, it works really well, especially with Gohan, because most physical MPs are always going to be higher, so you'll just get to put it right back if they don't do anything.
Usually when I level up, I'm always going to be 5 above 0 against Broly, so it just kind of helps me. And
exactly.
Energies, I played 2 blinding energy moves. Again, because Broly, you want to get out of combat as soon as possible. This card has a lot of benefit with tag team. Again, if you banish an ally, you just rejuve it, so you're not losing out on the life card, life card damage. Also, you provide a lot of cute combos, so with Tag Gohan, if you, let's say, go first and you have an ally down, what you can do is you can, you play the ally, and then you enter, you trigger Gohan, you get 2 allies, then you blind and end combat, then it's your opponent's turn, and then you get another ally for the mastery, and then when you enter again, you get 4 allies. So blinding kind of serve as a really good card, even Gohan, just because you can just enter, get an ally, and then end combat. So it's just overall really good. I just think it's good right now for the meta.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then obviously it's an ally deck, so you play the 3 overpowering attack. So just reasons,
Are those all foil? Because they're blinding me a little over here.
So I need to obviously up my swag a bit. And anyone has print for overpowering attacks, let me know. Holler at your boy. And then obviously Terra to search out any card whenever needed, so staple.
Oh yeah.
You also have this card I was trying out, Blue Discharge. So again, also with Blue, they don't really have much lowering anger cards or anger control cards, so this card can raise or lower players' anger 2 levels, which is good. And then with Gohan, it's 2 for 9, which is really big. And it does 7 life cards plus the 2 modifier. And then a lot of times this is really helpful. So in certain situations, if I take a lot of damage with one ally, and then this hits, I can just put that ally at the bottom of my deck to get another ally, which would gain me 3 stages. And it helps a lot just because, certain times, if you need to kind of swap allies, it kind of helps with that. And I figured it served as almost like a pseudo lunar ray. So let's say if I have a Chi-Chi that was created away, and there's an ally that I don't want, I can just rejuvenate that, and then put the ally, like the ally has some discard power into play. And then now thinking about it, it would combo really well with Blue Skid, because then I would just get an ally back and just play it. So if I retweak it, I'm definitely going to keep these, and definitely going to add in skids for sure, because you rejuvenate the ally and get the ally back in the combat.
Yeah.
So I play 2 of this.
Would you recommend Discharge? Because it's one that I've seen. It's like it looks good, but I'm not sure, because the whole having to have an ally thing. And sure, in tag team, it's very, very easy to do, but it almost seems like a high risk, high reward card. Yeah,
that's why I played it as a 2 of. It's something that I definitely wouldn't play at 3, but I really like it just because it's 2 for 9, and it really helps because a lot of times, let's say if you were playing against like a physical beat deck, and let's say you have one ally out, a lot of times what I would do is I would not take the ally, not take the stage damage off of Gohan, but I would take it off the ally instead. So even though I'm taking more life card damage, if you time it right, you can basically do some cool change with it. So there was a match I was playing against Ruthless Broly in round 6, I believe. And there was a combat where if it went my way, it would have been really sick because I had Blue Clash and this card. So what I did was I discharged and I rejuvenated my Korin to get out my Chi-Chi, which he had the red energy blast to banish my Chi-Chi, which was unfortunate. If he didn't have that and he threw a physical attack, I'll be able to block it with the Chi-Chi, and then since you would have 3 stages now, I would be able to use Clash and get another ally out so that way they can take more stage damage. So it allows for, like, if you have multiple energies in your hand, you get like 3 fresh new stages that you can pay off the other ally. So you can go like Discharge, rejuvenate the ally, get another ally, and then overpowering attack off that ally stages to get another ally and stuff like that. So there's a lot of cute things.
Just bounce the stages.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Worth it.
Obviously, I played 3 Blue Clash. Again, for the simple reason because it's a 1 for 6 with Gohan unpreventable, so it's instant rejuve, which is huge. And again, Broly, you know, more unpreventable damage is always good in my book. And again, to be able to get the ally, just the utility of the card is amazing. So it could be a potential another overpowering attack or overpowering attack from the advantage zone. So, you know, we put 3. And speaking of 3, you know, 3 Lunar Ray, again, a recovery card because you expect your allies to get credit at some point during the game. So 2 for 6 is not bad, and get an ally. If potentially the hits, you know, they go to full. So that's always good against Broly, just because you can soak up some more stage damage.
Oh yeah.
And I played 3 Blue Arm Blast, again Broly meta. So for the utility of this card, it's just good in so many ways. So offensively, this is a 2 for 7, which is huge, and defensively, if you're playing against like Broly or any physical beat deck kind of thing, you have it as a block, so it's another block, which is really good. And if you don't get it, you just use it for the attack. So
exactly, retro foil too.
Yeah, all foil.
Look at that.
John Mitchell should be forgetting me the last one. I was trying so hard to find the last one. I had 2, so
nice.
It's really nice.
Worth it.
This card is just really good right now. You know, if you're playing a blue deck, obviously you have to play 3, but it really helps just because against another block or some attack. So
it
doesn't get better than that. That's what Sane really needs. Had something like that.
Oh, that'd be so nice.
Next up, 3 Blue Arm Blast. So
Draining Blast, because you just did Arm Blast.
Draining Blast. So again, 3 just because of the stage damage is the lifestyle damage is pretty huge, or it can be really huge. So again, it's a free card in terms of stage damage. So if you ever staged out, you know, you can at least chuck it for 6 life, which is good. So the way I kind of wanted to build this deck was I didn't want to have so many high stage energy attacks in the sense that if I was ever in a position where I couldn't pay for them, I'd be screwed. So I figured at least this card is always live because it's just 6 life cards. And if I'm ever want to trigger like my Tien Yamcha or Chaozu, I can just drain all the stages and we'll do like 11 life or something like that. So
huge damage.
There. Next up, I played 2 Blue Neck Beam. Just for the ability again, because we don't have much angle lowering stuff, to be able to lower them the whole level, I thought was really huge. Or if I was playing against Krillin or something like that, to be able to level them up would be good, so that way my allies don't get credit. So I figured 2 was a good number because I don't know, it's for room purposes, and if so happens they have to level. Usually, if this hits once, it's kind of all you need. So it's good. And then I also played my last energy attacks, 3 Blue Blanking Blast. So this card is just really good because it costs 3, so it helps you drain a little bit faster. The endurance is always helpful. And just the utility, just stack a card with, say, with endurance on top. It's good to reuse time or grinding or something like that is always helpful. And to be able to have selective banishment is good. I like this card a lot because you can go like Blanking Blast and then trigger Tien and draw the card. Like Blanking Blast, Clash, and then use Clash, Tien and Clash or something like that. So it had a lot of cute combos and a lot of versatility, which I like.
Yeah, it's got a bunch to it. You get a free positioning drill in there. It's like Devastating Blow. It pushes through a bunch of damage. It's got endurance to boot.
Yeah, and it's a 2 for 8, so in Gohan, which is really good.
That's completely worthwhile.
This deck is very aggressive. I have a lot of energy attacks, like over like 30-something attacks or something down this deck.
I would say it looks like it, especially if you account for your allies every turn.
Exactly.
That's nuts.
And, I played 1 Blue Energy Shield, just because even though I have like Piccolo and like some other energy defenses, I figured you just never know when this could happen, so I figured I could set myself to 0. It's like another card to kind of trigger myself to go to 0.
Yeah.
So in certain matchups, if it's not Broly and I can't get myself lower enough in throwing energy, this would help just drain me down and then trigger them off. So let's play 1.
It's worthwhile.
I might take it out for another crouch, that could be a possibility.
Yeah, ultimately a meta call at that point, I would say.
And then last but not least, 3 Blue Narrow Escape. The endurance, obviously, and to be able to stack almost all your stuff is high energy stuff. So clashes, overpower attacks, bindings, blanking in if you didn't use it for endurance or something like that. It's just really, really good. So the utility of this card is too good to pass up, especially in a deck where you can't use your master to discard and block an attack. You need as much endurance as possible.
Yeah. So, since you mentioned it, occurred to me, why is Clash not banish after use? It's such a good card. You would think it's like, get this out of here.
Yeah, it's such a good dirty card. I mean, it costs 1, and then Gohan is 1 for 6 unpreventable. It's just
okay, works for me.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. For events, time is staple, obviously.
Naturally.
I played 2 Sphere. I played 2 because in Broly, against Broly, again, I was really heavily preparing, trying to prepare for the Broly matchup as much as possible, because this can be a dead card, and especially if they domination or something like that, you can't even use it, so I didn't want to clog up my hand with Spheres, and I thought, you want to be able to search out 1 with Terra, so you at least play 1, and then this was just like a backup just in case.
Yeah.
So, I figured 2 was a good number for that.
Works well.
And as you can see, like, the deck has a lot of rejuve and stuff, so between the Korin, Gohan, Icarus, and then, other outside effects of, like, Heroic Sphere and stuff like that. And then, because we're an aggressive deck, 3 Confront, especially against Broly. It keeps mentioning Broly, but it's like, that's the deck's, I think, really worst matchup, because it's good hand disruption, so it kind of helps you pick out certain things that can really hurt you.
Oh,
if
yeah.
they have domination, they have it. It's not much you can do. But if they don't, to be able to just enter aggressively and see, like, to get rid of that erasure cannon or something like that, something that can really hurt you in the combat, and see what would hit and what can't hit. So.
Oh yeah.
And then, last but not least, 3 blue shifting maneuver.
Oh yeah.
Omni block, endurance 2. I kind of needed it because, again, you want to stop as much as possible against other decks, especially Broly. I'm going to keep saying Broly because Broly is very annoying and can wreck you. So, again, you just want to have as much defense and endurance as possible.
Yeah, it seems like a fairly light block line, but the Omni blocks honestly make a lot of difference.
Yeah, it makes up for it tenfold. And with the endurance and stuff, I don't really care so much about energies, more so than physicals. And people think, oh, your allies can soak up damage, but you got to remember, they only have a power-up rating of 1.
Oh,
so
yeah.
On your turn, you just get 1 power-up, and then you pass and do, and then your opponent enters again, and it's like you're always going to be a little bit behind. So, it's not like you're going to always have like 10 stages for them to soak up damage. That would be the dream, but it's not always because they can just enter everyone into every combat, giving you little chance to recover as possible.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Now we're onto the allies. So
speaking of,
it's because you have to try and figure out like a good balance and ratio. So we play the 1 Icarus because I wouldn't be playing this deck without Icarus. So
fair enough.
Just a focus and drill pretty much for allies. Sure, they can still crit them, but it's still better than if a random tug goes off. You have to get rid of the Icarus as opposed to like 1 of the blocks.
Oh yeah.
So the way I kind of split up my allies in theory, because I didn't have much time to really play test, was defensive allies, offensive allies, and then allies with overall utility against whatever deck. So, the defensive ally lineup is obviously the GG.
Oh yeah.
You need a player.
Gotta have it.
The Piccolo, these are at least the 2 that you gotta play. At least Icarus, Chi-Chi, and Gohan. Icarus, Chi-Chi, and Piccolo, you at least gotta play. And then I also played Korin. Korin was really good a lot. It was a very annoying thing for a lot of people. And people don't realize that 1, like, rejuve after taking damage is very helpful.
Oh, yeah.
Just really help in the long run, especially with Gohan's power and Icarus's power. Gohan's constant Icarus's power just to keep rejuvenating a lot. So I played that. Then offensively, 1 Yamcha. Again, since I don't have 3 betrayals, it kind of serves as like a substitute. You can just shuffle, just control the board with it. So Yamcha was really good. TM was probably the MVP of all the allies. I probably got the most value out of him because he wouldn't put me in a situation where if I had only allies on my board and my opponent didn't have allies and I used Yamcha, I would have to shuffle one of my own allies in.
Yeah.
So he just kind of sticks there, which is really good so that we can keep using him. And then I played Chaozu because he's a bomb and he's a bomb. I end up cutting him because like 7 and then it's kind of minus because you lose a lot of stage damage that you can soak up from an attack. Not to mention like 7 damage isn't really a lot in retrospect because of all the endurance and stuff like that. So I'd rather not try to lose an ally, which can be very helpful, and just to have a shuffle back in.
Yeah.
So he will definitely be one I would cut.
Did you ever end up hitting for the full 7? I feel like that's the dream, just the full explosion.
You know, because Endurance is so big right now, it's pretty much. But,
feels like GT again.
Yeah, exactly. Now to round up the rest of the allies, I played Roshi. I loved him because, you know, in certain matchups you can just win games and just really slow down my opponent. So, again, playing against 13, you make sure that he's like the last ally you get out, so that way you use like Gohan to his max potential in terms of triggering his power. As being able to kind of just slow your opponent down in certain matchups against like Black and stuff like that. So he's good. Krillin, just because again board hate, and one running Super Trail, so you just never know if there's a matchup that has a lot of drills like 20 or even something with like a smoothness. You don't want to stick around for more than like one turn, so you're able to not commit so much to the board and have to play like a trail from your hand or draw into it. You can have so many ways to search out the Krillin, so he's very clutch. And again, I'm not running any setups or drills as you can see in this deck. The reason is because I want to kind of draw dead as least as possible. And it did pay dividends. I mean, the only time I really drew dead was when I drew an ally, because I'm playing like 11 allies or something like that.
Yeah.
So, even though like I can search out a couple of them, there'll be times when you do dead draw into them. And I played Yajirobe because he really just slows things down for Black because they have a hard time getting rid of him. Like Yajirobe and Icarus, it's really hard for them to really burst through when you have two blocks with Chi-Chi and Piccolo. So the only way is to really just like Black chin kick and then hope to get lucky and crit or something like that. It's pretty much it. So Yajirobe is good because people have VTPs and you just wouldn't care about them. So and last but not least, Ulan. Ulan didn't really do that much for me in the tournament, but I figured with all the ball 7 shenanigans and stuff like that, if you want to kind of seal the deal, you can drop Ulan and kind of ensure that hey, you don't have to worry about the ball 7 stuff. So I might take him out just because it's hard to find room. But I had Bulma in here. I had a couple of allies like Bulma, Kami, and stuff like that. But I kind of took out Kami just because I had a lot of allies I felt like they weren't doing anything. Because I already had the Chi-Chi and Piccolo that were doing something. The Yamcha was just putting work, and I felt like all the other allies were there for utility, and Kami was just there. And even though he helped you with Juve, I felt like it could have been used for a better spot for something else. But probably might put him back in if I go back into it because it's extra life person to your deck, so it can't really hurt you. And Bulma, I still want to try and put in because obviously being able to get a card from opponent's discard pile or whatever to kind of shut him down was huge. I mean, at the time I wasn't playing Mental Drill, so I had to play like a guessing game when I used Bulma, and I felt like if she came up early, it kind of sucked because there was nothing in the discard pile for her to use, and if it was late, you probably already used older copies of whatever card, and you didn't really care what your opponent threw at you because you had 2 blocks anyway. So you know what? Again, it would be nice, I guess, to use for certain matchups, I guess, but I'll try and consider coming back. And I also had Trunks in too, but again, there was more allies where I felt like they were all there, but they weren't really doing much. So that's pretty much it for the deck.
So I'm surprised no setups or drills. Didn't consider battle readiness or visiting the past or mental drill or anything like that. Because you already mentioned mental.
Yeah, I considered them and I had them in the original build, but figured I was running 12 allies and that was dead enough. VTP would usually be dead because I have Yajirobe. And then even if I had like the readiness and stuff like that, I just didn't want to have like dead drills against like Broly. And it did fine without setups and drills, honestly, because that let me play Krillin more effectively. And I didn't have to worry about blowing up my own mental drill or playing around my own allies. That's one thing I wish Tag Team did more, was able to like kind of actually swap. So you need whatever ally you need in a certain situation, you kind of like swap in and out, as opposed to swapping them out on your turn and your opponent kind of getting the full benefit. So what I mean by that is, let's say if I have a battle readiness, but I have Roshi because I'm trying to slow down my opponent, I have to get rid of my own Roshi on my turn somehow, and then that would allow my opponent on their turn to do whatever search shenanigans they were going to do. So kind of defeat the whole purpose of me having Roshi on the board. Just use my stuff. So that was another reason why the readiness, because again I have like the lunar rays and then if I added skids and stuff like that, I would have more ways to kind of get the allies out without having to sacrifice a dead draw. Not to mention that I have to, if I have Yajirobe out, I have to attack first, and then it was just like could be very clunky. So.
Yeah, definitely. So you've already mentioned a couple of them, but if you could go back and you could redo the deck again before New York, do you think you'd end up making any changes to it? What do you think you would change? Because clearly you mentioned blue skid, and that's definitely a worthwhile option. I mean, free physical for 6 life, that's really good.
And I saw a foil one in one binder, so I had to get it. So I would definitely play this card because I kind of overlooked. Again, I didn't really have the set or any cards. For the whole week, so I just kind of had like what we had for the release because I had a wedding Friday, a wedding rehearsal Friday, wedding Saturday, and Vengeance. We had the sneak release on Vengeance on the Thursday. So whatever cards I got from Vengeance were the ones that I got from the packs and stuff like that. So I didn't have a chance to buy any boxes before I went up. So, but now seeing this 4 life, which will be 6 with Gohan, which is already good because it doesn't cost anything, and again. Eraser cannons and all that stuff's everywhere, so instead of me having to rely on like lunar ray or overpowering attack, get my allies back, like Skid just kind of serves as another one, so I'll definitely play 3 Skid. Now I'll probably take out Chaozu and Yamcha, and let's see what else, and maybe a Slash, you know, again the space is very tight, maybe like one discharge or something like that. I'll definitely try and find 3 Skids. Just because that utility is so great. One thing I'll try and add in is 3 Skids, Kami, and Bulma. So like 5 cards. So I'll be able to kind of tweak it a bit with that. But I saw Tim Batal in the stream, and he was running like surprise attack and stuff like that. So I thought that was really cool. You know, so I don't know if I would run it, but you know, definitely the Skid would be amazing just because on its own it's just 6 life cards. So you can't go wrong with that. So those things I would definitely change, you know, for sure.
Definitely. I think the surprise attack move was risky because I don't know for sure, but I think I heard someone on the stream mention that Tim didn't even play time in his deck.
Well, I can see that for you.
If you're playing it, then yeah, you want to minimize the target as much as possible, and all that'd be left is your allies. You're like, oh, okay, I'll go ahead and lose them, just get them back at the end of the turn. But it was definitely an interesting choice, and you can see the differences between his deck and your deck, and you know, I can imagine that you would feel how it performs just very, very differently. So, what do you think would be? What do you think are Gohan's worst matchups?
Yeah, 100% same Broly. Broly in general is just a really bad matchup. I think I played against 4 Brolys, and most of my losses were from the Broly. Everything else was beatable. Like I said, it's just with Saiyan, they just have so much ally hate. It's ridiculous. If you know, people like when Sim releases his list, which he'll eventually do, and his reasonings and everything like that, people are going to try it. I really think people should play Saiyan Broly because that's just like the perfect counter. Again, and having access to Spin Kick, which destroys an ally. Saiyan Surprise, which is a +2, which destroys 2 allies. Saiyan Tantrum, which can reveal from the hand so you can crit an ally every turn. Saiyan Pinpoint Blast. Saiyan, even your opponent has like allies all flooded, you know, if Saiyan, is it Swipe or something like that, where all personalities lose 2 stages?
Saiyan Smack.
Smack, yeah. Saiyan Smack. Menace, which probably wouldn't see play, but they have just so much ally hate, it's ridiculous. On top of that, with Broly's Eraser Cannon and Broly in general, you're talking about something that's really powerhouse and really destructive.
Not to mention the possibility of his level 4 if he manages to draw, you know, a nut hand with all the attacks, he just reveals them and your whole board's completely wiped. I mean, Icarus does save it, but if he's, you know, got like an eraser can beforehand and you enter any VTPs for it or whatever, you know, it's really easy for him to just completely clean out the board. That's really hard to come back with, even if you can rejuvenate your allies.
Yeah, it's only 1. And not to mention, like, if Broly gets to 3, which more than likely happens, and he happens to level you up, all your personalities do 7 stages.
Which is huge.
There's a built-in smack in itself, which is disgusting. You know, so some of them are playing digs and all that stuff too. So it's like, you know, Saiyan Broly is definitely a big counter to Tag Gohan, and I guess people might disagree with me, which is fine, of course. But just in general, that's the thing I had the most problem with, because I would enter and I'll have like my Chi-Chi Icarus, and then they can just eraser cannon and you need an energy block regardless. Even if you have Chi-Chi Piccolo, they'll just erase your cannon and get rid of the Piccolo. And if you don't have the block, they can just get rid of Chi-Chi right there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then you're taking 5 stages on top of that. If that hits, you go to 0, and you wouldn't be able to Blue Clash from that. So
yeah,
you have to rely on the skid and something else. So again, it's a very rough matchup for sure. And then again, with Ruthless Broly, it's the same thing where you have left blast, multiple ways to crit allies away, and to be able to use like Eraser Cannon twice and a red energy blast twice or something like that is really huge. So I think Broly staying Broly red is a really bad matchup for Gohan.
Definitely, and you can expect to see a lot more Broly as the set goes on. Though I think he may temper off a little bit after this weekend. With 13's huge success, and with all the cooler and the other possibilities that could be around. I think people may stray from that a bit, but that doesn't mean that Broly's still not a threat as it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think with Broly, if people build him properly, I think it can easily be the best deck in the format. Simply because, again, 13 and Gohan both have the whole ally thing going on. So, and saying Broly again in itself has a lot of ways to get rid of allies. So, if Broly just packs a little bit more defensive in terms of blocks, mainly physical blocks, I think it would be in good shape because you don't have to worry about defensive burst as much. And that's pretty much it. I mean, if you can just stop 17's power, in terms of just don't let it hit, you'll be in good shape because, then, you just stay in surprise, get rid of 2 allies, and then you're just going to play the catch-up game. So really all you have to do is just block that. So again, if Broly players really just modify their decks a little bit more, not to try and go so aggro, but a little bit more control in the sense of running a little bit more blocks than you're probably normally used to, I think can really be a deck to be reckoned with. I played a lot of it in Octagon, and I played against even though it's Octagon, I played against a 13, and it didn't matter because I was able to block the physical attack. So the only thing I kind of saved the block for is the physical attack, and you just kind of wipe the board from there. So
it's just that easy sometimes. So yeah, one last thing before we head out. This Saturday we've got the Virginia Regional, which is the last regional that we've got before Gen Con hits the start of August. Any predictions on what you think may end up taking the Virginia Regional?
With Virginia, I would say I still think something 13 again. I don't know what. I think 13 is just really, really deadly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's between 13 or Broly. I don't really see. Again, Tim's a good player, hence why he won. And again, the surprise factor of the new set, aided. Hence why I played at the region myself because I figured it was a good medical choice. But if people will start preparing for it, I think it'll be harder for Tag Gohan because people also need to know how to play it properly. And they can neck deck as build all they want, but I think a lot of Broly players, especially Saiyan, can adapt easily and just put a bunch of ally hate, which they have a lot of, and which will help against 13 as well. So I mean, I really like to say, actually, I'm going to say like Saiyan Broly, Saiyan Broly. But again, it all depends on the build because with Saiyan, it's especially Broly, you gotta make sure you can't just run all attacks. I think that a lot has to depend on the build, and if players kind of smarten up and not try to run like 60 card attacks or something like that, just more utility blocks or just blocks in general.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So awesome. Thanks so much for joining me and letting me interview you, man. I most definitely appreciate it. Thanks for sharing your build with us. Hopefully it will inspire other players to actually try, the boy wonder, to try Tag Team Gohan.
I think it'll be really good, especially when in set 7 we get a whole new Gohan stack. So, use the new one that we have now and then probably like a better 2, 3, and 4 or something like that. I mean, his 2 right now is good for this type of build. Definitely a better 3. And possibly better 4 as well. So it can only get better from here on out, honestly.
Yeah, that's the only thing that we can hope for at this point. So once again, thanks so much to MrWaffles for joining me. Make sure to go hit him up over on social media, Facebook, YouTube, and all that good stuff. And also be sure to hit us up over on social media. You guys can find all of our social media links down below. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to click the subscribe button down below so you guys can follow this and all of our other series, other videos going on. We're going to have a lot going on with our, kind of move throughout the regional season. So there's going to be a lot of, new deck lists, new videos of that kind that are going to be coming out. And lastly, even though it's usually the first I go to, be sure to click the like button down below if you guys like the video. If not, click the dislike button down below and let us know what you guys didn't like, so that way we can fix it for future interviews and things like that. There's hopefully going to be a lot of those coming up here in the near future, so you guys can definitely keep an eye out for that, and I would love to hear your feedback. So that is going to do it for this video. Again, one last time, thanks so much, Mr. Waffles, for joining me. I am not a problem. I am Eric with Team Badman signing out. So thank you guys so much for watching, and like always, stay bad. We'll see you guys in the next video.
Peace, guys.